No, 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 no. Don't act like you didn't know that this build was coming. I was too excited not to do a build with this set. I'm Darkstrider, the YouTube Assassin. Let's get into Ezio's Roman set. What's up, everybody? So, like I promised earlier, I did a build with this set. First things first, I want to tell you that when I do these builds, it's just a blueprint. Okay? This does not have to be the end all say all. This is just something that I worked on. Some people will argue that epics are better, and they are because they do have extra slots. And whereas it would take 5 things to add one piece of engraving, you could actually put, excuse me, uh, the thing that you get for having all 5 pieces of this armor onto just one epic armor, giving you more slots for more things. All right. Another thing is that the engravings that I put, you may not have. Some of this stuff you might not have either, like extra things that I have. So again, it's a blueprint. It's not the end all say all, but it's something for you to like try out and stuff like that. And honestly, this I have a lot of fun with. So we're gonna start out. We already have the weapon, the Milanese sword. Now, as you can see, it has 25% assassin damage, 30% damage with swords, 25% crit chance with hero strike ability. I added minus 25% cooldown duration for all abilities. The reason for that is because hero strike is going to play a big part in this. This is going to be like an old school Assassin's Creed, like really run and gun, hide, stab from behind kind of thing. And I want those abilities to like really come back quick. So that's what I added there. The other weapon I have is the Xiphos of Dionysus, and it's got 25% assassin damage, 50% crit damage, which is huge. It comes with 20% damage with hero strike ability, which means hero strike is going to do even more damage, which is great for like this kind of thing. Plus, it's also a sword, and on this set we get a lot of, plus 30% damage with swords. Now, I added reduces all cooldowns by 10% on assassin ability kill. You're going to be doing that a lot, especially if you really put in a lot of points and things in the hero strike ability. You're going to be able to do some amazing things. So that's why we added that. Going over to the bows really didn't have like a lot of selection for me. I really did want something that had assassin damage. So as you can see, the Paris's bow has 25% assassin damage, 20% bow charging speed. It comes with 20% damage with ghost arrows at Artemis. Those bow things we really don't need. So this is why I'm saying if this was an epic bow, we could add assassin damage, or maybe it came with assassin damage and maybe it came with all damage, and we could add extra things that are like more useful. All right. I added to this 40% damage when attacking from behind because, like I said, this is going to be an old school Ezio build. You're going to be doing a lot of sneaking around, attacking from behind. You really don't want to get caught. You know how much I love the rush assassinate move, and I didn't focus on that at all. Also, like I normally do, is I usually put down where you have 25% health, but you do 100% damage. I didn't even add that to this, which is like a staple of mine. You could actually remove this damage when attacking from behind and put that on there if you want, but that isn't for everybody. Like, not everybody can deal with having 25% of their health bar and doing mega damage. Like, it's kind of hard for some people. So that's why I didn't add that. So now, coming over to the Roman hood, 25% assassin damage, 30% damage with swords, like I said, 15% damage with assassin abilities I added because you're going to be doing a lot of assassination. Now, the entire set has minus 100% cooldown duration for hero strike ability on successful parry, which means if you parry, immediately, it's going to pretty much come back. So, again, if you have epic gear, you could make your epic gear look like Ezio's gear. You could add this to like one piece of armor instead of 5. So that's something that you might want to look into. So now, the Roman Vambraces, we've got 25% assassin damage, 10% crit chance. I added 50% crit damage. One of the things that you really, really want in these builds is crit chance and crit damage. Those are huge. That's where you're really going to do the damage, really do the numbers. If you've seen all my old builds, a lot of them, especially the Hunter, relied on this kind of add-ons, these kind of engravings. You needed the crit chance, you needed the crit damage, and you saw when I shot an arrow, before they nerfed Hunter, I was doing like 10 million damage. So, I mean, that was amazing. I could one-shot anything. Going down to the Roman Robe, 25% assassin damage, 50% crit damage. I added 20% assassin damage. There really wasn't a lot of selection that I could use, so I figured, let me go with some extra assassin damage because why not? We're an assassin. This is an assassin build. We're going to do this. Now going over to the Roman Sash, it's 25% assassin damage, 10% crit chance comes with it. I added 5% crit chance and 25% crit damage while full health. You want to stay full health anyway. This is actually a lot of crit chance and crit damage to add onto your thing. All right, going down to the Roman Boots, 25% assassin damage, 20% crit chance while full health, 10% crit damage while full health. That's what I added there. Now, as you can see, it only has one bar. That means that I have not done the Astrakas, and I have not gone and seen Hephaestus for him to increase any of my stuff on the right side. So that's something that I got to do. Otherwise, this would be like 50% crit damage while full health. All right. So that is the set. That's what we have there. Now, if we're looking at the detailed stats, you'll see assassin damage is plus 280%. That is amazing. We'll go down, you know, like the damage modifiers are okay. Damage with headshots, we're really not going to be doing any headshots, so that's whatever. Damage with swords, 90%. So being that we have a sword, it's going to be 90% damage. Going down, critical hit chance, 40%. Critical hit damage is 275%. That is outrageous. Critical hit chance while full health, 75%. That's fantastic. Critical hit damage while full health, 360%. Those are numbers I like to see. Going down to critical hit chance while low health, 50%. I don't know why that's better than the regular hit chance. And critical hit damage while low health, 325%. So we're still doing damage even if we're low health, which is not bad. Now let's see, elemental damage modifiers we really didn't care about. Defensive modifiers, I really didn't get into this, but these numbers are looking good, like 150% armor bonus. That's amazing. Now, all this that you're seeing is actually going to be because of my ability points and the masteries. We'll get into that in a little bit. So adrenaline on assassin kill, 50%. These numbers are actually pretty good right there. And these are our unique modifiers. These are the different things that we added onto the armor. So that's all right there. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the abilities. Now, again, this is my... Yes, I have like a metric butt ton of ability points. We're going to ignore all that. I'm going to tell you what you need in order to make this work if you do not have anywhere near as many ability points as I do, which you most likely don't. Unless you have seen a bunch of my videos past and you were able to get the glitches going. So, let's see. Revelation, really don't need it. Chronos Time Shift, we really don't need this. Don't need this. Death Veil, I would add, just because the bodies disappear, which you kind of want. Chronos Time Warp, we don't care about. Hero Strike, obviously we want this. And obviously we want this full. Single strike attack, unleashing the full power of the Spear of Leonidas. Inflicts 100% assassin damage, can be used in active conflict. So that's what we definitely want. We're not concerned about the poison masteries or anything. Shadow Assassin, this you definitely want, and you want it full because you want to be able to assassinate from behind and take them out real quick, just in case. Rush Assassination, you can add if you have the points. Depending on what you're putting in the masteries as well, you may be able to just take out several people at once and hide in the shadows. And then if you have Death Veil, they'll all disappear. Critical assassination, you definitely want this, and you definitely want it full, because you want to be able to do that kind of assassin damage, that 300%, and you also want to be able to sneak around and take them out that way. Speaking of sneaking around, Stealth Master, this you want, and this you also want full. Become a silent killer, noise for movement and assassination is further reduced. That means you kill your target, you might be next to another enemy, they might not hear it. Okay, so that's good to have. We're not worried about Shadow of Nyx, we're not going to need that. Alright, unless you really are worried that you're going to like have to disappear, then you could add this. And as you could see, you know, as long as you're away from the enemy, nowhere near them, they're not going to be able to see you, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it. If I was in the path where this guy is running, then he would immediately see me, and then I would have problems. So that's what you want from the Assassin's Tree. Now, looking in the Warrior Tree, there's a couple of things that you want. You don't need Charged Heavy, the Shield Breaker, or these flaming attacks. You don't really need the Sparta Kick or the Bull Charge. You definitely do want, not the Ares Last Breath, but the Second Wind. You can enhance it if you're able to, if you have the DLC. What happens here is that, you know, it refills 50% of your max health. It removes effects of fire and poison, which you're definitely going to need. The enhanced version, it gives you immunity to enemy attacks. 5% of damage dealt is restored as health. So that's kind of useful. You definitely want Weapons Master and Gear Master because it increases your armor and weapon efficiency. So you definitely want to add this, and you definitely want 3 ranks of it. You don't need this Wrath of Ares or Fury. You might want to add the Overpower attacks, because if you're in a pinch, you definitely want to be able to like take out the enemy. Overpower really does take out like a lot of people, so you're definitely going to want that. Ares Madness, which is actually Battle Cry of Ares, you may want to add as well, just because for 20 seconds you're invincible and you're unable to be damaged. Not just that, but you can recover. This may give you the time you need to run and whatnot. If you have the DLC, Ares Madness, for a full 10 seconds you have the Unbroken Spear of Leonidas, and you're just a beast. So if your stealth isn't working and you're surrounded, you might want to add this just so that you could get out of a pinch. Going over to the Hunter Tree, we really don't need a lot in Hunter Tree, only because we're not really concentrating on the Hunter skills. What you might want to do is Arrow Master, 3 ranks, just because you can craft all the different arrows. If you're looking to do something like that, like maybe you want to like knock out an enemy and you need like a paralyzing arrow, or you want to start a fire and you need a fire arrow. That's what you would need that for. Archery Master, you would probably add that just because it increases the damage. Overpower Bow Strike, if you're planning on using the bow a lot, then yeah, you would go with that. And Ghost Arrows of Artemis, this build actually has this. It has let's see, extra damage with the Ghost Arrows of Artemis. You really don't need that either, though, if you want to save the points. There's not a lot in the Hunter Tree that you would need. Now, going over to the Mastery levels, over in Hunter, there's not really a lot here. Let's see, we'll just go down just for the sake of, well, crit chance, crit damage, you definitely want. As you can see, full ranks will give you 5% crit chance, 25% crit damage. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, added with everything else, it really is. I mean, you definitely need that. If you plan on having a bunch of animals attacking you, damage on animals, you probably want to add to it. Only if you have like extra points. I wouldn't put it in there, you know, like expecting to come across animals. So don't even worry about that. That's just something if you want to add extra. Everything else here, really, we're not paying attention to. Maybe the Ghost Arrows of Artemis ability, just because the bow has it, the Paris bow. So that's up to you. But like, I really wouldn't waste a lot there. Warrior doesn't have like a lot of stuff we would add. Maybe chance to stun on melee hit, maybe. I mean, if you have some extra stuff. You don't really need warrior damage or heavy bladed. The crit chance with low health and crit damage while low health, you may want to add if you have extra points and if you do plan on like accidentally becoming low health. You know, if you're running around with this build and you feel like you're barely making it, you might want to add this. Or if you have the extra points, you might want to add it just in case. You never know when you're going to take like a couple of lumps. So you definitely want that. Damage with overpower abilities, yes. Like I said, if you need to do the overpower attack in a pinch, it's there. Going down, we're not worried about damage on Athenian or Spartan soldiers. Health, you may want to. Total armor, you may want to. Again, if you have extra points. Melee resistance, if you have extra points. Fire damage, we're not doing. Armor penetration, no. Damage per enemy engaged, no, because you're trying to be stealthy. You're not trying to attack a bunch of people. Damage while low health, maybe, if you plan on, you know, getting into trouble here and there. And then, let's see, we'll go down. Health restored with overpower abilities. Yeah, if you have the extra points. Same with damage dealt restored as health, if you have the extra points. See, going further, nothing else here. Assassin is going to be where it's at. This is where you're going to want to put the most points. Now, let's see. Assassin damage, yes. That anything that you do that's assassin related, it's going to give you extra damage. You're going to want that. Damage with swords, yes. Again, because you have, you know, swords and you have this damage with swords and they're 30%, an extra 30% is not bad. You don't have to worry about daggers. Crit chance while full health and crit damage while full health, those are no-brainers. You definitely want to add those. You definitely want as many ranks as possible in those. As you can see, 10%, you would think that that's not a lot, but trust me, that is a lot with all the other numbers that are floating around here. And the same with the crit damage while full health. 50%, that's huge. You definitely want that. 20% damage while full health, you want to actually put some ranks into this because it counts towards all damage. So anything that you're doing, you're just going to be beast mode. Going further down the line, adrenaline assassination kill, possibly if you have the extra points. Movement speed while crouching, after you put points in everything else, maybe this, because you'll move a little quicker when you're crouching. And that could be like life and death. You might want to sneak up on somebody while they're not looking at you directly. So going further down, damage on elites and bosses, you could add, again, after you have all those other points, just because elites and bosses, why not do extra damage to them? Damage when attacking from behind, yes, you definitely want that. Cooldown duration for all abilities, yes. Even though this is 10%, still, you're going to want that Hero Strike ability to come right back. Damage with assassination abilities, yes. Damage with Hero Strike ability, absolutely. And then, you know, if you have anything else that you want to add, then you could add it. Damage with critical assassination, damage with rust assassination, you could also add if those are your things. All right? So that's what you need to know as far as abilities. That's what you need to have added. We are back at Tracker's Fort, which is one of my favorite fortresses. Look at this guy already starting trouble. We could rush assassinate. The main goal is to be stealthy. But in this case, I mean, look at how many people I took out. So now we want to try to be stealthy. There we go, attacking this guy from behind. See, assassination was nice and simple. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for stuff like that. Now, normally with builds that I have, like, I'll be just running through this place. But this is one of those builds that you really want to take your time. Let's try the Hero Strike. That Hero Strike did a lot of damage. So look at that. Took him out real quick. We might also want to do some addition to adrenaline. That might be a good add-on. So you might want to switch something out for like better adrenaline, because as you can see, I'm burning through this adrenaline. I've only got 1 bar left. I didn't even see who he was talking to. Or who was even talking. Yeah, these guys are no match. Look at this. That was a lot of bars for that. Wanna be stealthy. No, he'll probably see us from there. Let's try to get behind him. There we go. That was old school Ezio right there. Now this group we probably have to take out like this. There we go. And as you can see, the Hero Strike adrenaline is going up quick. So that's really what we wanted. Especially if we were using the Hero Strike ability. I'm pretty sure that was all these enemies here. Oh, maybe not. Was it? No, it was. I think all that's left are the cases here and whatnot. Yep, that was it. Oh, what? No, we got 1 guy. Oh, maybe 2 guys. Who's that? No, that's a boar. That's a boar. Okay, that's outside. Yeah, that's not here. So, oh, we have a random mercenary coming in. Oh, there's 1 guy up there. That's the only survivor. We got a bunch of random mercenaries coming in. Usually the mercenaries come in when you kill the whenever you kill a leader, they'll come. There we go. So that was like pretty quick right there. Attacking that dog, attacking that guy. We want to stay low. But yeah, you get the gist. You want to stay low, you want to just attack from behind. All Ezio style. And we want to use Hero Strike when we can. So that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out an awful lot. And as always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Let me know in the comments below what do you think of this build. And let me know what changes you would make. Until the next one, be good. I'll see you then.